dance through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destinies down the street from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paper would she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Ollie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destinies down the street from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a clip. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. For good on the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Old Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide. The Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold Thaddeus, master of the smell, with little Boo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. Now for his mate, little Boo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boo, his talents wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Boo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The sea's in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of that Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The sea's in
miscellaneous fields, a halfling stood tall. Sea gray eyes, a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, penned on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds, a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With bowler hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Gray, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still.
live on the internet. Welcome back. We are Legion. No, you are Legion. What am I thinking? This is the D&D game where you, the audience, get to join in and be part of the story as the gods themselves. Feel free to use those eternity crystals. Feel free to enjoy the gracious surplus of bandwidth that we have now that we're back in my regular streaming location. So we should have lots of frames for everyone. And of course, my name is Coy. I'm going to be your game master today. I'm joined by some awesome friends and players. We have Michael Keane as the halfling Harold Grey. We have Sean Boyd as the blue dragonborn Aelric Tiamaticus, or maybe human in dragonborn skin. We don't know. It's a bit of a body dysmorphia thing going on, I think, with his arc right now. And of course, Claire Hogan. Welcome back, Claire, our noble Kender and cleric of the god Zivelin that just died? We'll get into it. And of course, welcome back, Neil, our longest running guest, Neil Babcock. Welcome back. It is a real thing. Neil's now holding the title. It is now, we're going to have a ranking system. The belt. Wow. Oh, yeah, and you got that and money? And Neil Babcock with, featuring, there you go. And introducing, we don't have Sam Gilroy joining us today. He's a little busy being an actor on set, but he'll be joining us again next week. So we got stuff going on. The name of our episode, we are now, believe it or not, I'm actually tracking this year. We are on episode 20 of season 2, which is kind of wild to think. And I am calling today's episode, "The Tree is Dead. Long Live the Tree." So stuff happened. I think, whoa. I'm like a kid in in a commercial for some flavored gummy. What is it? The fruit roll-ups. Like, whoa. Or maybe like, welcome to the internet. Whoa. 1994. I think we should all catch up and make sure we're all on the same page as to like what is going on in the world right now. So I want to start. Do I have my fancy dice? Now that I'm back home, do I have my dice bag? I don't. It's not in reach, unfortunately. I'm going to roll a D4, and I'm going to take the result. Claire, number 2. Claire's my number 2. Claire, start us off with where you think we are or questions you have about where we are or where we're going. And we're going to spend a few minutes just recalibrating ourselves and our audience. We're having microphone issues. Let me see what I can do here. We're getting some tech issues.
We can hear Claire.
You can hear Claire very faintly.
No, I think for some reason my desktop audio is just not streaming properly.
Oh, you heard me. Shall I continue?
Can hear Claire now. Oh wait, let me. How is that? No?
Yes.
Okay, I think that should be good. Give me start us up again, Claire. Where are we at?
Try. It's fitting. Anytime it's my turn, it just takes longer than it should. Right. So yeah, Arlie looked for books. Harold started us off with a handful of books. Arlie wanted to have the full set. So the books are portals to the locations. We chose Kryn. We chose a mountain range that I definitely have written down somewhere. but I'll spare you my searching. So, as far as I know, we have left the collapsing pocket dimension of the tree of the secondary tree of knowledge, or the fragmented, split sort of double reality, or however Nona Candlewick would frame it. Also, did I die? Did I just see my own death? Did Arlie just see her own death? Because that's pretty cool.
I think Nona Candlewick kind of just disappeared like the fool in King Lear. Kind of just stopped appearing. Unclear as to the outcome of Nona Candlewick.
Yeah, and so in my imagination, we're like falling out of the sky into a mountain range, but that's not a necessary. That doesn't necessarily have to look like that.
Okay. Falling out of the sky. I hopefully, I don't think we're falling out of the sky. But we're definitely in Kryn.
You're going for a real Time Bandits feel, right? Just like straight out of Time Bandits, right? Just
Yeah.
And I'm here, but sorry, I'm gonna go eat my sandwich. But I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay, Sammy it up. I'm gonna roll again. We're just gonna go around the circle here. So I'm gonna actually go. Next would be Michael. Michael, anything in terms of just clarifying? We're calibrating where we are. Questions about where we are, where we think we are.
We're back in Kryn. Also, I think it's good to sort of take stock. We have what we think are portals to a number of other realms that the segment of the staff that Harold has indicates this is where we can find another segment.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first piece. Second piece is that we had an encounter with the leash Nire, and we destroyed one of his phylacteries. Third piece, Harold killed his first of many gods.
Of what? The DM says, huh?
Why did he look at me like that? Why did he look at me like that?
All of a sudden, Lothander became a big hot dog.
And it was interesting. Anyways, all that happened.
Yeah.
And we're now what is the mountain range that we're in now, DM?
We've come through to Kryn, but we ended the session before identifying where we are.
But the book had a name
on the thing. The book had a name.
It was like it started with an M, I thought.
I believe. Let me see. I have the chapter open here. Oh, the cat. Oh, yes, there was...
And Harold was carrying Library Cat in his bag as well.
Yes, the northern... Yeah. I do have the location. The northern Dargard Mountains, which is Dargaard. The northern...
So not with an M. Got it.
Dargard Mountains. With a D. Yeah.
Well, mountain has an M.
Yeah, there you go. It was the M in mountain.
I'll take it.
That's what it was. Awesome. I'm going to keep going around the circle. Neil, any confirmations, conflicts, questions?
I think kind of all the bases are covered. Just more of the details on the portals. As far as we are aware, there are the 7 pieces of the staff related to each one of these portals, as far as we can tell. Harold has one of the pieces of the staff. We just went through the portal of another of those books, and there are 5 others in our possession, or in the party's possession. The phylactery was destroyed, and that led Nire to wanting to absolutely murder Everyone. Harold was saved by a death ward spell, so that is no longer on him. But the one
Came in
that
quite clutch.
was,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. It's what I'm here for, baby. The one on Arlie is still active, though. And then we still have the effects of the Hero's Feast that we had several hours ago, still running on everybody.
Oh, good
And
call.
yeah, I believe that beyond that, this is going to be a very interesting thing to see what the effects of the tree being killed and that realm collapsing is going to mean for some people around us.
So I just want. So this is great. I'm just clarifying. We have. That's really good point. We have the still have the Hero's Feast active. 'Cause we're still within that day. I think Arlie still has a death ward on her. Is that right?
Yes.
Cool. And Harold's death ward literally saved his life from the Archlich Nire, who did a very vicious spell and would have outright killed him, but because of the death ward. Incredible. And now the party holds 5 books, I believe, right? So it's a 7-segment staff. The party holds the first segment. The party in the library grabbed 5 books that they were able to ascertain through arcane sense, led to other realms containing segments of the staff. The party was unable to locate what would have been the 6th book, which is the next location of the staff. The star sea, the image of the star sea. When anyone holds the staff, they get an image of where the next segment is. Harold had an image of like sailing on a glass smooth sea that reflected constellations, and so is like sailing within a sea of stars. That location you do not have a book for, but you have books for the other 5 locations, and you used one of those books to get you back to the world of Kryn. To be clarifying all that. Any other exactly a la Mist. No, the party. So yeah, Vikivar is a good question. The party did not find every segment. So the one book that the party was unable to find was the book leading to the Star Sea image. They were able to get other, and it is a good question though. But do they leave it behind because they traveled here through it a la Mist? I'm gonna roll a luck check here. 11 or above, they keep the book, and 10 or lower, and the book is left in the realm from which it came. On a natural 1, the book is left behind. Now, luckily, you went to Kryn. So what you now have is the party holds 4 books. And I will remind you where these locations are. You have a book that will take you to Mornland. You have a book that will take you to Barovia. One that will take you to Orth, Oerth, and one that will take you to Avernus. The 5th one took you to Kryn, but as we have just established the rules, by traveling through the book has been left behind in that previous realm. So you are all back home. You hold 4 books. There is a segment somewhere here in Kryn, assumedly nearby where you've just arrived, and then the final, the Sea of Stars is a location that you are not in possession of a book portal to. Any questions about that so far? Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Cool. And Sean, do you want to finish us off for any addendums or questions or?
No, not really. I was able to watch the last episode, so I felt like I did. I mean, I appreciate what everyone tried to do with Big Blue last time. I mean, he made his big power move, right? When everyone else was fleeing, he just went right for the throat, as it were, and drove back the Lich, just to keep the Lich honest, right? I mean, just to keep the Lich honest.
Yeah.
And Yeah, but it's an ongoing experience for Aelric. He's trying to sort it all out. A lot of changes, so it's probably nice that he hasn't had a real big hand, so to speak, in what's going on over these last big decisions, because this is well out of his ken. So
It's like, okay, yeah, Arlie knows what she's doing, right? Yeah, okay, I'll just follow
right.
her.
Yeah,
Amazing.
exactly. Yeah, and Harold, they know.
Yeah,
they got
Harold.
the books. They know what to do.
Harold's got the badass death knife. You all got what you got. Okay, incredible. In that case, as you appear through this, you all one by one touch the page of this book leading you to Kryn, out of the crumbling realm that was the library of Zivelin, that kind of realm of knowledge that connected all existences and realities in some web of knowledge. And as you all touch the page of this book leading you to Kryn, you all walk through this doorway within a massive tree and see, reading from the book now, the rising sun, limbs. Remember, we discovered this word limbs that none of us I had never heard before. Limns. The rising sun limbs the rolling hills around you. In the purple sky hang 3 moons, which you recognize comfortably: a red moon, a white moon, and a black moon discernible only because of the stars it blots out. Behind you stands a tall fruit tree in early bloom, its bright orange buds still flowering. The doorway through which you've just emerged is a deep, dark furrow in a tree's bark. You see towards you on a nearby hill another tree, massive ashen bark and leafless branches suggest it is dying. I will move our image over so you can see this massive tree that you stare at. Hundreds of feet high.
Wow.
This is clearly a branch of Zivelin, but it is twisted and dying, possibly to do with the, stabbing the book thing that Harold recently did. Maybe. Looking at this tree, it is hundreds of feet tall. The tree's leafless branches and bark are pale and soft-looking. The hill is covered in the decomposing remains of sticky gray fruits that hum with swarms of flies. Deep holes in the tree's trunk, like rents in a rusted suit of armor, provide glimpses inside the tree's rotten, hollow interior. One by one you step through. I believe Arlie was the first to go through, followed by Aelric, followed by... remind me, what was the order that we went through? Was it... I remember Thaddeus was last, if I remember correctly.
I frankly don't remember which way. I think I followed Arlie, but I can't swear to that.
So I'm going to say, just for retconning purposes, for clarity, Arlie followed immediately by...
Keen went first, right? Keen, Arlie, and then Aelric, and then...
And then
we went in initiative order.
In initiative order.
Yeah.
Went in initiative order. So yeah, Harold went first.
Amazing. So it was Harold, Arlie, Aelric, Lothander, Thaddeus. As you all walk out of this... you walk out of the trunk of this tall fruit tree in early bloom, one at a time, in the same order that you put your hands on the book in the library. You all come out finding yourselves under this purple sky, with the 3 moons visible, on a hilltop, with the huge tree ahead of you. The first thing that you notice is that Thaddeus isn't here.
That doesn't portend well.
And You do have the knowledge of
Arcana
being.
check to see if the
Yeah.
portal is still open.
Oh yeah, go for it. With an 18, you are able to identify that the magical remnants of this portal, and not just a normal tree. But yes, it is closed from this side. Whether it's a one-way portal or whether the realm from which you came no longer exists, and therefore the other side of the threshold is not available to travel to anymore. This is now a closed portal.
Rat.
Oh crap! You know that you're in the Northern Dargard mountain range. I can, if you want, I can pull you over to. Let me pull you over for yourselves to see where you are in. Let me make a little X here for you. So the Northern Dargard mountains. I will circle the range. Are here. I've circled it in white. So that range is the Northern Dargard Mountains. And if anyone wants to use what would be a nature or survival check, you can make one of those checks if you would like to try to identify more specifically within that range where you might be.
I'll go for a survival check to see whereabouts we are. Not that would Lathander be that familiar with this iteration of this world?
I think the nature of how knowledge works for a god within this constrained form is it's like kind of like what Arlie deals with, where Arlie's constantly experiencing various alternate realities and histories. In a way, Lathander's anything the light touches, Lathander has knowledge of. But within this constrained form, not all of that knowledge is fully accessible. So kind of like deja vu or senses of like whether the memory clicks something, right? When you've been alive for age upon age upon age, some things get shuffled to the bottom of the stack.
Okay. Ooh, maybe not this one. 19 plus 5, so 24.
19 plus 5, 24. Amazing. With 24, Lathander, you are able to identify that not only are you in like the specific area of these mountains, but you know about this region. Specifically because this is an area of twilight within Kryn. You stand at the northern tip of the Dargard mountain range, actually quite close to Kalaman in the province of Nightlund. This is the province that is where Dargard Keep is. This is a province that has been turned into more of a almost corrupted land ever since the Cataclysm. Was that a history check? No, nature check.
Survival. Sorry.
Survival. This land has been overgrown for hundreds of years. It is not active in the way that like agriculture and trade and active cities and stuff. It has mostly been unpopulated for centuries since the Cataclysm. Knowing where you are, anyone could give me a history check to get more information or remember more about Nightlund or Dargard Keep, anything like that.
I'll also share all that with the party, like taking a look around at the stars and everything like that. Is it daytime? You said the sun was The sun was coming up through the
The
branches of the tree.
rising sun. Yeah, so it's early morning.
Yeah. Okay.
When he hears this, Harold immediately looks around. And what was his name? And says to the party, "This area was the heart of Lord Soth's power. Not all the realm has been purged of the dragon armies yet. We would do well to keep a low profile."
Yes, Arlie, with your 22 history check.
When I remember something,
Yeah.
the
The player actually remembers. Ooh,
'Cause you
someone's
told me
taking
something
notes.
And I remembered it.
Yeah, shit. It's like the best and the worst moment for a DM. But no, it's great. Love when players remember lore. It's awesome. Yeah, Arlie, with your 22 history, you can definitely confirm Nightlund, the province, the capital of that province, Dargard Keep, which is at the northern tip of the Dargard Mountains, really close to where you are now, although not visible from where you stand. This was Lord Soth was a paladin who fought with humans against the gods at the Cataclysm, but he was corrupted by an evil power. And when the Cataclysm occurred, all of Nightlund was corrupted into a place that people stopped going to because because of stories of ghosts and supernatural things, and people would go into Nightlund and not come out. So it became a place that over centuries people traveled less and less to. Calaman being on the water, Calaman stayed an active port city, but it became more and more difficult to get from Calaman to this main body of Solamnia because the land in between was so dangerous to travel through.
We're not so far right now from the keep where Harold died that one time, are we?
Yeah, that keep would be around here.
It's roughly halfway between us and Calaman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah.
Man, that was an age ago. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah,
I forgot that happened.
right.
Was that pre-streaming? God.
Yes. Yeah. That was like 2 years ago, real world time.
Jesus.
Yeah, almost 3. We're coming up on that 3rd anniversary pretty quick.
Wild. Yeah, were you to find the right peak, you could probably see Dargard Keep. Dargard Keep is nestled in like some of the mountains, so it might be like depending on where you stand. But if you were to get to the right peak, each of you now knowing where you are, if you were to get to the right peak, you could probably on a clear day see Calaman. As a reminder, each one of these hexes is, I think, 6 miles. So very much within like visible range from a mountaintop. It seems like you're on a lower peak right now, kind of nestled into a series of foothills within the range itself. So not visible from outside the range, and where you are, you can't see beyond the range as well. Arlie.
Well, all right then.
No,
Go
sorry. I just Arlie, you receive a message, a sending message directly into your brain in the way that magic sending works. Now these are 20-word maximums, right? I believe.
I think it's 25.
25.
Give me just 2 seconds to DM this properly. And Neil, why don't you take over what you were just doing? I'm going to make sure I don't break the rules here.
So after kind of getting our bearings here and looking around and seeing where we are in the world, Lathander will just look at the party and say, well, Thad got stuck, I guess, huh? Where should we be heading?
You don't know. The portal closed on him, potentially sending him elsewhere or just trapping him. It's also quite grim.
Well, he's a clever sort, and he's got mac and cheese in his belly still, so I'm sure he can figure it out.
If you
I'm
say
not worried.
so.
I'm not worried.
Good.
Harold, you can get a feeling of the rod with the other piece of the rod, if I understand this magic correctly.
I can get a feeling of a rod. I can't get the feeling of all of the rods. The next
That's
one,
fine.
the visions that I've had don't fit with this area. This is not perhaps not meant to be the next piece, but I don't know if it matters. If there's an item of magical importance to be found anywhere here, it will be found in Darkguard Keep, but it will not be a cakewalk. Lord Soth was incredibly powerful. He nearly destroyed the Legion the first time we encountered him. Out of character for a moment, just to remind everyone, Lord Soth appeared to the party when they were first introduced to the Legion construct. They came to the council chambers of Kalaman, there to find all of the leaders had been slaughtered by Soth, who had just extracted Takesis's gemstone from the Legion construct and absolutely bodied the construct while it was at its full strength. Never traveled with it at its full strength. It was always imbalanced and missing a piece. Phenomenally potent magic user. And since the war, we have no idea what's become of him. If he has returned to his old home or whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, that was when we were up in the chamber, and right before that, I had tipped that horse over, and then I threw that huge table through the wall, and everything. That was then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Elric will turn to Harold, and or he's already turned there. He will just continue. Is there a way to give a sense of this next piece of the rod right now, as a compass?
Hold it in your hand and empty
I'm not
your
a
mind.
magic user. I can do this.
Hold it in your hand and empty your mind. It will speak to you.
Give it to me.
I hand it to him.
Cool. As you hand off this powerful arcane artifact, this even just a seventh of the original piece, long ago sundered for some reason or another, Elric, when you touch it, what comes to mind is almost like the memory of a place and time when you first taste a food that you have not had in a long time. Like that immediate sensory connection to a place that you were or have some sort of a memory to. It's like a strong sensory deja vu. It's similar at first. It's almost like it should have been when you were on the Apostate, because it's a ship. You're standing on a ship, but it's not at sea. It's not rocking the way the ship rocks. It's gliding over smooth glass. You can't even see the surface, but it reflects it must be reflecting the stars that are coming from above. It's a moonless sky, endless stars, like filled, so many stars, just like the Milky Way, where it's almost like its own entity, but it's just millions of stars above and below you. And it's with that level of clarity of a memory, but also with the same vagueness of a memory. And as long as you hold and open your mind and are willing to receive that, it exists within your mind's eye.
Great. He's got that in his hand, and he moseys over to Arlie. And then he just basically sits down next to Arlie and says, "Just watch over me for a moment." And then he just kind of tries to, sensory deprivate himself. Okay. I don't think I can create that. Can we use that as a verb today?
Sure. Hell yeah. Why? It's English. We can do anything with English. Yeah. I'll say, give me a straight wisdom check as you try to connect deeper. And as you do that, Arlie, you receive as you see Aelric go into a not very typical meditation, holding the fragment, the segment of the 7-segment staff. Arlie, you hear in your mind words planted from outside by magical means. Welcome back. Assume you had a hand in the calamity at the cleric's tower. We must speak ASAP. Provide location for transport. This is Wyhan.
Wyhan, Jesus.
So Arlie's just going to interrupt whatever anyone else is talking about, possibly even forgetting that Aelric just told her to mind him. And she's like, what the absolute, why had, ow, no, what? And she's going to uselessly sort of just be like, what's happened at the cleric's tower?
So this is a message, so you can respond with 25 words.
I know, but I don't know what I want to say yet. So I'm just letting the party know.
Hell yeah. Oh, tell them that you've received this message? Yeah.
I'm acting out what they know. So they could be like, what do you mean, Wyhan? I should be like, just received a message from Wyhan, and then relay it. Kind of a literal RP.
I would have loved it if your response to Wyhan's sending was, "What happened at the cleric's tower?" Because it would just piss me off so much to have to use another spell slot to find our location.
I mean, what's Wyhan ever done for us? If we were coming right down to it, just make it as difficult as possible for Wyhan. That's what I'm saying.
Vikavar reminds us that the wording of the spell is that you can recognize the sender if you know the sender. The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you. So you would recognize Wyhan because you know Wyhan. So you know it's not a lie when Wyhan says this is Wyhan.
Important note.
Agreed.
So, Wyhan is reaching out. Do we want to share our location? She wants to collect us.
I would prefer to be almost anywhere in Kryn but here. Huh. This is a cursed land.
All right then. So then Arlie's just gonna start scribbling down. Sure.
I love
Put
this.
a
Arlie's
compass and be like-
done this enough times that she's like, let me just like draft a response.
Yeah, and she's gonna pull out a map and start being like, I just have to get the longitude, latitude, just to, like, how does a protractor work?
I love it. Arlie, give me a survival check. And if someone wants to help you, then you can have advantage on it.
Anyone
I'll
else?
help and guidance after I'm done helping and guidancing.
Amazing.
I'll say to Elric there, clear your mind, use your instincts.
Hell yeah.
Did not work.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I'm not rolling with a damn tonight. So
That's
I
awesome.
rolled great on your bonus. I rolled great on your bonus. I got 4, but I only rolled a total of 7 with that +4. So I just cannot. Nothing ever helps me with a wisdom check. It's just the curse of me in this game. Like anytime I have to roll wisdom, it's doomed. Oh wait.
doesn't it have something to do with that cursed object you might be carrying as well?
No, that
might
actually
have-
helps me. That actually helps me on this. That's the worst part of it. That actually helps my wisdom. Yeah. It's the worst.
So Aelric, you sit down and you're like, I haven't done this before. I'm not a magic user. Let's just fake it until
And
you
then I
make it.
biff it.
And you're
Totally
like
biff it.
not knowing where to connect. Lothander, the literal incarnation of the sun god, as the like morning sun is rising, steps over you and is like, you got this, buddy. And the confidence just is this huge jolt until he walks away to Arlie and you're like, how would I even... Oh... and back to like, just don't. But which way do I start? So as Aelric is just struggling through this, lots of confidence,
man.
but it's an area you have very little experience in. Awesome. Arlie,
just
you're
sitting there flexing super hard.
Instinct. Arlie, you get advantage and a D4 because Lothander's giving you guidance and helping you with the act of locating the precise coordinates where you are. And you get to roll a D4 as well. Hell yeah. So that's a 24 for Arlie with that survival check. Incredible. Arlie, you are able to pick out, not only are you able to identify a place on the map where you are, but you're able to like make a note of how you can communicate that with Yhan, and you're able to make a note on your map about how you can get back here specifically, were you ever to need to hop back.
I'm really good at maps, apparently.
Yeah, it turns out decades in a library taught a thing or two.
Cartography? Whoa.
Arlie's secret specialty, cartography. I love it. Sweet.
Cool. So yeah, I'm just going to. I mean, I am. Yeah. I give Yhan the coordinates, and if there's any room left in the message, I am. What like? You want to be like, oh, what about the cleric's tower? See if Yhan wants to burn another spell slot explaining stuff to me.
Amazing. Okay, you respond with the coordinates, and what happened with the cleric's tower? Airwick, you're struggling. Harold, it seems like you're not liking where you are. Cool.
Yeah,
It is.
no, Harold's just like in bushes and trying to figure out if they're about to be jumped.
Let me just double check rules. Cool. Within seconds of responding, Arlie, a circle of sparks appears on the ground in the dirt, and the dirt within the circle shifts, whips up into a kind of a contained dust storm, and when it settles, Wyhan is standing in the middle of the circle, and behind her, it seems like not the mountain range. She looks at takes in the four of you, reaches out a hand, careful not to break through the kind of cylinder from that circle that she's standing in, says, "Come, before the door collapses."
How many friends can we lose to crushed portals in one day? Marley proceeds.
Amazing. As you say that, why it's like, why do I feel like this is terrible luck? The four of you, I assume, you all follow Arlie into the portal?
If Arlie's going, then Lothinger's going.
Same with Elric. And Harold's probably running well in front of us. He just saw that portal open. He's like, "Get me out!"
I mean, I feel this is like a frying pan fire moment, but
100%.
Harold observes that Arlie doesn't appear to explode into a million pieces upon touching the thing that Wyhan just made, and so decides to put his faith in it for now.
Amazing. And as you all, Harold last in, Wyhan sees you step carefully over the casting circle, and as Vikavar mentions, she says, "Where is Thad?" And you find yourselves in
Literally
a new
just told
space.
you, got squished in a portal, I assume. He didn't make it. But everyone else is confident he's fine. So
And-
do I know?
And as you turn around to answer Wyhan, you find yourself in a very different space. No longer outside, inside. Let me read a description of the room you are in. You are in the central room on the first floor here. Plush, antique furniture, including sofas and footstools, are arranged here. To the north is a grand staircase. To the south, a garden of ferns and flowering plants grow around a raised marble dais. Inside this space, you see Wyhan. You also see a few other figures, most of whom you recognize. Wyhan wearing her black formal robes. You see wearing a variation of wizard robes is a wild-haired character you recognize, Dr. Merlin Brown. And wearing very formal white robes is assumedly a wizard, but one you do not recognize. The fourth person in this space, seated at one of the sofas, comfortably sipping on some tea, is a halfling you all know, Virgil. Wyhan kind of lets her question linger.
Harold looks behind him to see if the portal's still open.
The portal has closed once everyone steps through.
Like he clocks Wyhan, clocks Brown, clocks Virgil, immediately checks for the portal.
Yeah. They see
How
you.
far away are
Yeah.
these? How far away are they?
So you're on the map. You're going to be in room S2. Just making it. This isn't a combat space, so I'm not going to throw your tokens down. But just so you have an idea, you're in S2.
Oh, I see, in that
You're
room.
stepping out
Okay.
of that the dais there. Here at the
Yeah, that Oculus looking thing there.
Yeah, that's kind of where
Okay.
you step out of. So you're all standing on that raised dais there, some sort of a teleportation circle, and the two wizards in the red and white robes are seated to the north of you. Also, Virgil is seated. Wyhan is standing on the dais with you all, having just cast the spell themselves.
Oh, I thought you said Doc Brown was there too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Merlin Brown, Doc Merlin Brown, who is the wizard
Oh, he's-
of the red robes.
I got you. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
So Wyhan
So
black
where-
robes.
Can you just like I know you can't tokenize them, but can you just circle some stuff so we can? It's not that I can't figure it out. It's just this map is so busy.
It
Do you
is
know what I mean?
Yeah. It is a crazy busy map. So here, I have Yhan is up here.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You all pop out on this dais here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of where I thought. I just couldn't figure out where they were because of the. There's
Yeah,
so much stuff.
it's a lot going
Sorry.
on. And then you have, let me just make like a couple circles for our other friends, like here, here, and here, just to get a sense of where we're all standing. Yeah. So yeah, as you're all taking this in, Yhan's question: where is Thad?
Ad didn't make it through the portal. We don't know. In any event, the realm that we were in has ceased to exist. So either Thad makes it home or Thad is gone. Little that we can do to intercede.
Merlin, hearing this from across the room, says, "Wonderful! Just what I told him to do. Take the chance. Do things unpredictable. Don't be bound by fate." Sitting next to him, the white robed wizard kind of just shakes his head, doesn't even respond. Yhan nods. It's an acceptable answer, and she walks down the steps, making sure she doesn't trip on her robes, seating herself down next to Virgil. The wizards seem a little preoccupied. Virgil is the one who looks up to you all on the dais and says, "Ah, well, you've all arrived. That's very good. We were worried about you. You've seemed to disappear for quite a while. I assumed some sort of other realm. But I do think we have a lot to catch up on. Is there any rest or anything we can offer you before we get into it, as it were?"
Are we rested? It looks like we're good to go, right?
You did a
Have we
long rest.
rested?
You did a long rest right before you encountered
Except for Harold.
Nire, but so I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
don't think I've
I don't know
taken
what any of
or
you
anything.
spent in terms of. There was some expenditures with Nire.
Oh yeah,
Harold
did a-
looks fucking rough right now.
Yeah,
He's
Harold doesn't
been
look great.
One
I
hit
putting
think
on
I did
quite a brave
acting
face,
hurt.
given that he immediately teleported in danger. But Harold is at 1 HP.
Yeah. Harold looks like he's seen a ghost and it was his.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, you're also all like dusty and just from like you went from this like wonderful magical library to a dusty hilltop to a weird other magical space. You have this Arlie, you have the distinct sense of like not having brushed your shoes off before walking in. Is this kind of place of like, oh, anywhere any of us walk, we're going to leave a trail of like dust on the floor and like dirt from our boots.
Well, not to speak for everybody else, but I'm not the kind of person to turn down anybody's hospitality when it is offered. A little bit of respite for whatever it is you fine folk wish to discuss with us would be welcome, especially if we could tidy ourselves up a little bit. We have had quite the interesting, well, I'm going to say it, just quite a few interesting past 10 minutes, I think, is fair to say.
Elric moves here and says, "Please see to Harold."
Amazing. All the wizards are preoccupied looking at Lothander. Virgil is much more focused on the practical. Responds to you, "Yes, of course, Master Elric. We'll make sure you get the right way. If you notice, there are some staircases in the corners of the room. Each of them will lead to a private bedroom that you may any of you use any of them to get some rest for as long as you need. And if you need any food or any refreshments, just let us know. We have quite a number of unseen servants here. As you might have guessed, this is it's for ease of convenience sake, it's a magical realm that they've set up here. I believe they call it is it the sanctum you like to call it there, Morden Canaan? The wizard in the white robes nods solemnly. Sigil sanctum, yes. So, Harold, would you like to lie down yourself for a wee lad? We could send up some food if you'd prefer to eat first, or would you like to sleep first? Really, whatever's most convenient for you.
I'm too tired to be subtle, Virgil. Turning to the party. No one talk to the halfling until I return. And Harold just wanders up a set of stairs, finds the first bed, and throws himself into it.
Amazing.
Can Lawfander, as not being like party to being aware of whether or not this is a personal vendetta that Harold has, can I make an insight check into what Harold has just said and see whether or not I should also completely distrust this person?
Hell yeah. Yeah, Harold, obvious.
Okay.
Yeah, give me an insight check. And Michael,
Right.
you can answer based on the result.
It's a 28.
There are you noticed when Harold entered from the portal, his eyes quickly scanned the room in the manner of someone who has had the unfortunate experience of coming into an unfamiliar room before and being greeted with mortal danger. He did not seem concerned by the wizards. These are the three heads of the Tower of Wizardry, or whatever it's called, one for each of the robes. Upon noting the halfling, Harold immediately looked over his back to see if he had an exit, and the exit was gone. He has, however, been incredibly blunt with the halfling. So, though you could ask Harold for what his motivations are, you get the sense that he wasn't overtly delicate with him and was very blunt, so he doesn't feel like he's in immediate danger, but he is, he worries about the halfling. He's scared of the halfling for whatever reason. No vendetta, but genuine concern.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So Harold, you go. Which way did you go?
I put Harold in the southeast, so it'd be S7 is the name of the room, the southeast corner. I just tossed Harold there. Harold, when you get up, go for it.
As Harold is walking towards the stairs, yeah, I just want to. You see Elric. Which one of these two is Doc Brown? Is it this one, or wait, is it the top one or the bottom one?
I mean, they're sitting side by side. It's more just it doesn't matter.
Okay, great. So Elric is gonna mosey this way. I'm just assuming. I'm just gonna make this guy at his top right-hand corner with his arm extended. He's kind of like coming at. He's like, because turning him human, there was a lot of stuff there. So he's just trying to like. And he basically as he's crossing, he's just like, I didn't anticipate that, and I just really want to show my appreciation. He just extends his hand.
Doc
I thought
Brown,
you might sucker him. I was honestly worried.
Doc Brown stands up and shakes your hand. Ah, yes, my boy. Yes, my boy. Was it everything you dreamed of?
Elric attacks. We're in melee. Unarmed. Melee.
Are you trying to like hit him, or are you trying to grapple? What sort of attack are you doing?
I'm grabbing him by his hand,
Okay.
and I'm smashing with my left hand, and I'm going to throw grappling strike. As soon as I grab his hand, I'm going to use one of my superiority dice, and we're going to make athletics checks.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so you're trying to... So give me an attack.
Beat the shit out of him.
So you're trying to grapple him first, or so because a grapple is an attack,
Nope,
and then you're just trying to hit him.
As soon as I have his hand, I'm just going to swing. I'll get 3 strikes with my left hand, and then I'm going to use my superiority die with my right hand and flail him around like a freaking bullwhip.
All right, let's do this one at a time. So let's do. You got. Give me a first.
I knew it.
Jesus.
Give me your first attack roll.
If you put us in, do I just roll since we're not like rolling?
Yeah,
do I just roll?
Just roll. We're not in combat, so yeah, just roll.
Okay. Just a die 20 then. So I get my strength modifiers on this open hand strike, right?
Oh yeah. And your
Yeah.
your proficiency bonus.
Yeah. So that's okay. So that's +8. $27 on
Bam.
the first attack.
Crack. You just wail like you're holding his
16.
hand. So yeah, you reach out, you hold his hand in a handshake, and then you use that to hold onto him and just start wailing with your other hand. Is that right? So
Yeah, 100%.
So Aelric, you get a solid
22.
crack on his cheek. Cut his cheek with the first punch. The second punch comes in, and a reaction shield spell comes up as
Wait, I still get to grapple off that first hit.
oh no you fully like have him in a grapple. You're holding on. The second hit, like you feel the magic, just hard magic stopping this fist. It takes a lot of magic to stop Aelric's fist. Let's put it that way. One of your punches, you feel it just like it slows the punch down, almost like a Dune shield, to the point where by the time the fist hits him the second time, it just is a touch. Pull back, the third one just pierces right through. You get just bang, bang, bang. Just smashing this guy across the face, and he can't get away because you're holding his hand. Oh,
That's right.
Oh, just starts screaming.
And then I use my right-handed attack. I haven't even done my right-handed attack yet. Can I suspect that he's small enough that I can lift him and throw him, or lift him and swing him down on that table right next to us?
Yes. Okay. give me an athletics check.
Okay. $25.
25. What is it? What do you do? What do you do?
I hit him in the face 3 times, and then I take his arm and armbar it over my own shoulder, so he's having to come up for that. Then I lift him and I swing him down like a pillow, like you're doing a pillow fight, and he's the pillow onto the table. So you know that scene where Hulk smashes Loki around?
Yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
This is what we're doing.
Aelric?
And as soon as he smashes that, does that table break, or does it stay together?
Oh, it fully does. It's like a wooden table with inlaid stone, and it just like crunch. It's not a breakaway table, but it breaks away.
Okay. And then after he's on there, hold on, let me make sure I can do this. Great. see here.
Pow, 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 pow.
So now I am basically using the girth of my weight on top of him, and I am straight up bent his arm up so I can place my forearm across his throat.
Okay. Amazing.
And I get his.
I love this. The like saving advantage on saving throws against spell and magical effects. Counter spell. None of it works. Yeah. What do you do?
Well, he leans down just as close as he can be with his muzzle, bares all of his teeth, and says, "If you ever disturb my agency over my body again, I will end you, rend you into a million pieces, and scatter you about this earth. Do not ever, ever pretend to know what is best for me. Do you got it?"
His face is already swelling up. There's a cut on his cheek. His lip is bloody. His eye is going to be black in about 3 minutes. And as he coughs blood, you can see that probably one tooth at least won't last the week. There'll be some loose teeth in his head for a while. He coughs out, already kind of choking on the blood and spit from not being ready for this, and says, Of course, yes, of course. And you see him look through his quickly swelling eyelids to his two companions, Wyhan in the black robes, named Morden Canaan by Virgil, in the white robes. He says, "Are you just going to let him do this to me?" Wyhan just in response sits down on the couch next to Virgil. Morden Canaan crosses his legs under his robe and says, "Come now, Doctor, we all know that you probably deserve it."
Also, give me back my shield.
Arlie, do you throw in a hit or while you have a chance, or just verbal strikes?
Oh. No, I come up and do a cure wounds.
Amazing. Come up, touch hands, cure wounds, and my
Give me
shield.
back my shield.
Of course, I would happily do such thing, but I seem to be quite restrained. This is my spell casting arm, you see. Doc Brother Brown is in full, like, prone on a broken table with a metric ton of Dragonborn sitting on his chest.
Lothander just walks down from the dais and just goes, "So could I trouble anybody for a cup of coffee around here? Would that be possible?"
You kind of break the spell of the focus on this violence happening in the middle of the parlor. Virgil says, "Yes, of course. As I said, we've got quite a number of unseen servants here. Makes a snap. You see a coffee pot and saucer just start to, like, Fantasia their way into the room, pour themselves. Would you like some cream or sugar with that?"
Nah, I drink it black, thank you.
And the coffee pot sits down, moves towards the broken table. At some point, whatever unseen servant is moving this realizes the table is... Actually, the unseen servant would not realize the table is not there. And so it moves over to where the table was and then just drops with gravity, the hot carafe clanging and spilling onto the prone Doc Brown, who's, it's hot! It's very hot! As he's struggling to breathe under Aelric. And you hold a little steaming cup of coffee with a saucer.
Oh, thank you kindly. May I inquire to what exactly it is that you have brought us all here for?
So Is that have we considered this the end of that round, or because I'll hold this guy down, but I have another bit of action to do. I just want to make sure that we're
You can keep acting for sure. Yeah,
great, great.
Lathander's intention here is just to try and keep a reasonable, like, cool head with the other ones, just to keep a conversation going. Aelric can do whatever he wants to this guy.
Give me an insight check, Lathander. And then let's hear Sean, and then I want to see the results of that insight check after.
And I should say that I was trying to time this so Harold would be in the room but on his way. So I don't know if I made that happen or not, but I just didn't. Just the time span kind of got out of my hand. But that's okay. If he's not there, he's not there.
No, it felt like metagaming for me to notice this and come into the scene. To be frank, Harold's pretty fucking tired and at 1 HP. Just another level of metagaming. I think Harold's instinct would be to pile on to this guy. And probably like, oh, we're killing this dude. Okay,
we're killing this archmage.
I'm the 1 HP, but I'm down, man. Let's go.
Harley's thing is like, maybe I healed you for diplomatic reasons, or maybe I healed you so you can take a beating again. All things are possible.
Only time will tell. Incredible.
So Aelric, he's still there, and he raises his voice so the whole whatever gaggle of wizards can hear, and says, I am so tired of you all thinking we're your playthings. I am so exhausted by gods and magicians and wizards just flinging us around. We control our destiny. And then he looks back down at Doc Brown and says, and as for you, I don't want to see you again. Get Arlie's shield back. But then he turns to Arlie and says, but you're going to have to wait a bit. And then I'll roll for it, breaks the spellcasting arm just right, since that's the one he's choking him with. He just snaps it. He pulls it away from Doc Brown's throat, and then as he's coming up, he hits the elbow with his other hand as he stands. Full strength.
I'm gonna say that with a give me it's gonna be a contested athletics check.
Oh my God! You rolled a 20? I can't beat that.
Well, you do add a lot.
Yeah, but I didn't. I rolled like shit, so I didn't break it. I can't believe I wouldn't break his arm.
No, Aelric, you fully break his arm. You just don't take it off.
Oh, okay.
So, the arm. This is a weak human arm in your hands. You have broken. You have like wrestled war horses. You have done feats of incredible strength. This small human, unaugmented by magic, will not stop you. Now, for whatever reason, whether there's some sort of empathy living behind your action, or he's a little stronger than you anticipate, you don't go through the arm. But whatever joint you attack, I think the elbow is now double jointed. It just will move in. It's a ball joint at this point. If this was in our world, he probably would never use that elbow again because we live in a world of magic. It might be it'll come back with some proper magic. Yeah. He screams in pain. Before we go on, I want Neil, your insight check as you're watching this.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With a dirty 20 insight, what you pick up with the two, so Virgil, with a Dirty 20 insight, you pick up on like this dynamic of four people you've never seen before. There are three very powerful wizards. There is this one, clearly like not a wizard, but for some reason they're there. This person, the first question is like, do they have authority over these wizards? That's very clear they do not. But for some reason they're here in a capacity for something. With the Dirty 20, their response, Doc Brown and or Mordecai's response and Wyhand's response to Doc Brown just being absolutely pummeled right now by Aelric is they are standing by and allowing this to happen. With a 20, though, I will say that there is a threshold you pick up on. The threshold you pick up on is that they're not doing anything because they're not worried about this altercation being fatal. But were they to believe that, that would probably bring them beyond this threshold of sitting by and allowing it to happen. That said, they do perk up with the screaming of Doc Brown, and it's Mordenkainen actually who takes his hands out from within his robes, says a few words, and casts a spell, not at Aelric, but at Doc Brown at his feet, and going from the strong crack of his elbow, scream in pain, and then Merlin falls into a deep slumber as he's subjected to the sleep spell. Mordenkainen puts his hand back and says, I'm sorry to interrupt whatever that was, but if we could at least keep the public areas to a reasonable volume.
I do feel a bit bad. I mean, really, it was Thad that insisted he take the shield, and really he was trying to... He should have asked you before he sort of polymorphed you into something else. For
Aelric turns to the one that put him to sleep. How dare you end his suffering? My suffering is ongoing. This is exactly what I mean. Clean up your mess. And he walks away.
Clean up your mess. Do you walk into one of the?
He didn't really
the
ever
bedrooms?
ask our permission.
Do you go
What?
to? Yeah,
What'd
where do
you say, Cor?
Where do you head to? Where does Elric go to?
Right behind where Harold's going, because he seems to know where he's going. Elric's just trying to make a strong exit.
Oh yeah, cool. Just to remind the players, Virgil said that each corner, each spiral staircase leads to a different room. So
That's right.
Harold's already gone to the southeast stairs.
Oh, okay. It looks like there's only one staircase on this map. I don't really see the other ones.
Oh, like each corner.
S3 and S1.
Yeah,
I
each
got
corner
Okay,
is.
I was focused on. Yeah.
And then this.
Okay, so he went
that
up.
goes to. Yeah. He went to S7.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Yes. So I'm so sorry. I was zoomed in only on S2, so I didn't see any spiral staircases. I see them now. Sorry, buddy.
All good.
So, you say this main center staircase goes upwards into a sanctum, but not into an actual room. I said. You say, right?
It goes up into S4, which is at the top of the page.
Okay.
Yeah, which is like a
I see
larger.
it. Yeah. Okay, that's where he's headed.
Cool.
That's where Aelric's headed.
Awesome. So let me, I will describe that. So, Aelric, you go up into the lounge. Roaring fireplaces built into the east and west walls of the lounge. Comfortable couches and chairs artfully arranged before a grand staircase that leads downwards. And awesome. Leaving Lothander and Arlie in the parlor with an unconscious sleeping Dr. Brown, who's prone on top of a shattered coffee table, and also one of his legs wet with the fallen carafe, still steaming hot. probably burning him through the robes, but he's asleep at this point.
I really feel like I ought to heal him, but I don't actually know if I have healing powers anymore.
Well, I mean, you could try even just as an experiment.
I would suspect if they're going to work anywhere, it's probably in this room, given how much magic is in here.
I feel I'm not saying that he didn't deserve that, but it was Thad that insisted. It was really for Thad that I gave up the shield, and he was trying to protect Elric by changing the way that he looked. But also, it'd be nice if we work together when someone comes to help you, instead of telling you how you're going to be helped. Agency.
Wyhand just nods to you, Arlie. He certainly deserved it. If not for what he did to Aelric, then for the countless things he's done to those who did not have the ability to do what we just witnessed.
Oh, good. I mean, Aelric is a very good judge of character. If he ever does want to play politics, he'll be, well, good at... I mean, never mind.
Virgil's, well, Arlie, would you like a cup of tea or maybe another coffee? I'd offer you the first, but I'm sure we could just get another one brewed up in a second with our unseen servants.
And then she goes off to have tea, stepping over the body. Picking up the kettle that's fallen over her.
Amazing. So, Harold, are you taking a long rest or a short rest and rolling some hit dice? How long do people want to like rest before reconvening?
So I think what Harold probably does is he summons an unseen servant to clean his wounds and bandage him.
Okay.
But maybe he doesn't have out, like, what was the spell again that he got hit with? It was a
pretty vicious spell.
Wasn't it power word kill?
We thought it was, but I think it was like a specific ability magic.
It was like a legendary action
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that like wraith shadow thing, right? Or whatever the fuck it was.
It's called it's called Rotten Fate. It is a non-spell slot ability.
Yeah, so my impression that actually that it wouldn't leave external signs of injury.
No.
It just kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't actually do that stuff with the bandaging. I think Harold is going to probably intend to take a short rest, but take a long rest.
Cool. So before we go on
quite a bit.
Yeah, before we go on our break, I just want to make sure. So in game, we have long rest is 8 hours. So I'm going to say we're going to take our break. It's 9:07, so we're going to come back at, let's say, just around 9:20, just after 9:20. And when we come back, the first thing we'll do is we'll go over what the party's doing during that long rest section. You can take a long rest. You can investigate the space. We can talk about it, and then we'll move forward. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. All right. In that case, I will get us back into our break, and we'll see everyone in a few minutes.
To nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering candlemaker, chosen by Sybil in her destinies down. Escape from towers of pain, but to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paperwork, she'd find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true cleric now with healing in hand. She'll represent the tower across the land. But Arnie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Arnie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Audie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, the wandering candlemaker, chosen by Sybil in her destinies now. Mystic from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a breath. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A lord of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Lubo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the spell, with little Lubo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. An owl for his mate, little Lubo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Lubo, his talons wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Lubo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale of Thaddeus and Lubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale of Thaddeus and Lubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart.
In Solonia's fields a halfling stood tall, sea gray eyes, a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Gray with mark each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, and on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With bolder hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Gray, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still.
Boom, boom. Okay, we're back. We are back. I've spent the break wondering what just happened. But I think we're all kind of reacting. Why don't we start by looking at going to Aelric and tell us, what you do throughout those 8 hours of long rest.
Well, it's not very restful, so you may want to punish me for that or penalize me for that. But Aelric has a lot of difficulty right now. Like the word "earth," when he was exploding on that, was not an intentional use. It came out, and there was other characteristic, like idioms or even jargon that is definitely Elric and not Aelric. That was kind of that I was trying to choose as that was going on. It was really kind of, I don't know if it was clear, but right now he's not really, I would say, fully himself as you know him as Aelric. So he's this adrenaline rush of like this, I don't know, this punitive justice thing that he just did against the backdrop of all of that is keeping him very, very restless. He can't seem to get still. He can't seem to find relaxation and comfort in this very opulent, beautiful, cushiony thing. He just can't. By the time he's like an hour into this, he's stripped, kind of everything, his regalia down. So he's trying to get like quote unquote skin on air, and he's dropped his swords. He's dropped, you know what I mean? And so he's just restless as fuck.
Okay.
Sorry, we can say fuck on this?
We are allowed to. We are totally allowed to, yeah.
Yeah, great.
Cool.
And so he's just, you can hear him like shoving, like he's like making areas. So he's shoving the shays to other shays. He's just trying to, he cannot get still. He cannot figure out what's going to make him comfortable. He has lifted stuff. He has thrown stuff. He's sat stoically. He just cannot get still.
Incredible. What does he do when the unseen servants of the space take any type of downtime to like reposition furniture back into like proper, like when something's thrown or broken and it's like the broken pieces are taken away, a new piece comes up, or like it's moved back after it's been tipped?
It actually does. It doesn't enrage him. It feeds his growing antipathy for the entire situation that like magic can't be like, there's, you know what I mean? Like magic and politics and, to a degree, the kind of the swell of and momentum of forces that are beyond Aelric's control and can tend to weigh on his environment. And he just like yields to it. Do you know what I mean? He just like yields to it, and he's just like fine. But it just increases his anxiety. Anxiety's not really the right term. It's this restlessness. He's just got this gnawing restlessness right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's also trying to hold on to this clear sense of the fact that he is a dragonborn, but he has all of these weird other memories. And especially that hand-to-hand fighting stuff, not supernatural to Aelric, very natural to Elric, right? So so even that, like even not drawing his swords, not breathing, not doing all of the things, you know what I mean? It was just like all stuff that you would see Elric do rather than Aelric do.
Yeah,
and so like even some of
fighting.
his natural...
Yeah.
100%. And so even like some of his natural behaviors that he clocks as natural seem foreign to him, yet at the same time we're so automatic they can't be anything but natural. So he's really schismed right now.
Really struggling. Amazing. Through this frustration, I think Arlie comes up and joins you. Arlie, do you still have your tea from downstairs? Do you bring an extra cup for Aelric?
Amazing.
I really doubt that she.
You tell me.
The thing about Arlie is she's like she's not intelligent like that. She's she's like Winnaker.
Cannot read a room.
Can't can't read the room. So no, she is gonna have her tea, but
Okay.
like, just, and
Amazing.
she'll offer it. You know what I mean? But she won't think beforehand.
Yeah, so I'll set the scene. Arlie, you walk up the grand staircase towards the lounge. Two fireplaces, one on the east, one on the west. Aelric in the center there. Clearly, he's been moving furniture, broken a couple things. You see some unseen servants writing one of the comfortable chairs next to the western fireplace. Aelric just kind of uncomfortable in his own scales as you walk up the stairs.
I think definitely like after the second or third crashing noise, like. Also, is there the sound of? No, sorry. I have a giant fan pointed at me right now, and I thought that, but it was the sound effect in the game, right?
I had
hear
some
me fine, my mic
I had
is
some
fine.
wind sound effect. It didn't fit the space, so I've changed it. That was on me. That's on me.
Okay. Okay, sorry. I was just like, is it picking up this fan? Okay. Yeah. So our yeah, she's gonna be like, Elric, what? I'm sorry, what's wrong? You did great at politics. Actually, that many this, if that's what you're worried about, you didn't. It's not overkill, but why is it still going?
All the things that I said that I was struggling with, this duality that you don't remember, that you have. It overwhelmed me. And I'm feeling less in control. And yet, much more myself. I feel liberated by what just occurred. Humiliated, but liberated. Watch this. And Aelric goes to this statue right over here,
Yeah.
pushes it over and watches it break on the floor.
Yeah. Just topples, shatters.
Yep. Great. Unseen entities come and fix that?
Yeah, like it's like 3 breaths after the last fragment has stopped moving, and then as if there's an unseen like dustpan, and it all starts collecting together. Yeah.
Aelric bends down and just kind of like waves her over, bends down and points at the pieces. Those pieces are us. What's happening to them happens to us. I'm not sure I can abide that anymore. The pieces moved. Unseen forces. And then when I saw him, my rage and the rage of another at the same time. Words came out of my mouth that I didn't anticipate. Actions. I'm really struggling still, Arlie.
Right. The thing is that Miss Juniper Candle did not feel so different from myself. They have some very cool gadgets over there, and it's not that I can't remember. It's that it was mostly dreams, and it was not that far from who I am, and so I relate to that part of your story. Elric, would you let me read your mind, just quickly, if I can? If I don't know that I can anymore, but it's a thing that I can do, and would you let me just? Maybe I can help. Okay, so if Arlie can't, she's gonna try to channel divinity.
Yeah. I don't know that I need to be helped, but you can certainly read my mind.
If it's not going to be helpful, I just want to understand the schism, or
yes,
and then she just gestures at the broken things, or whatever word it is that you would like to describe.
No. I understand. I thought you were going to try to heal the schism.
No, I'm just gonna go look at it, if that's okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Arlie's going to take up
Cool, Arlie.
mystical brain doctoring.
Your channel with Channel Divinity. Are you using your Channel Divinity to read thoughts?
It's just my read thoughts thing. I just want to see,
Yeah.
like, I think
Exactly. So Aelric can. I'm just gonna say, like, this would be a Wisdom saving throw for the target for Aelric, but of course, you can always choose to fail the saving throw.
No, Aelric will fail. Now that he knows the full breadth of what she's attempting, he will let her in.
Amazing. With
No
that
need to
failure,
save.
you're able to access into Aelric's mind. Now, there is the reality here, Arlie. I'm just saying it because I'm a DM and I want to throw a little bit of temptation in there. Past Aelric's defenses, you do realize that you have the capacity to command it and not just listen. If you choose, you can automatically cast the suggestion spell without casting a spell slot, and the target will automatically fail because he has let you into his mind. That being said, you don't need to do that. You have the capacity to read his surface thoughts, the foremost in his mind, reflecting current emotions, what he's actively thinking about.
I think Arlie is trying to ascertain, like, how much, like, it's the role playing idea that I have here is just that Arlie can somehow, like, that she could see or hear, like, is her friend descending into madness, right? Like, is it like a cacophony of voices, like, or is it really disharmonic, or is it like what he's describing in that he feels more himself, that being connected to Elric has, like, opened up this, in which case, like, I don't know what the poetry, how you want to describe it, Sean, like, how, but the how literal, or like what you would want to share, but it could be anything from like she could probably see things in colors or sounds, right? Like it doesn't have to be like his literal, like, thoughts.
Yeah.
This is I leave it up to, because this is PC on PC. I'm including the description in our chat here of Detect Thoughts, the spell, because what you're doing is effectively a version of Detect Thoughts. This is just to allow Sean to see the wording within the system. But I'll say that, Sean, as you feel the probing of Arlie and you let down any mental barriers that you might choose to hold up, I leave it to you, Sean, to relay what Arlie experiences when reaching into your mind, into Aelric's mind.
All the surface thoughts are, they're not disharmonious, they're actually harmonious, like harmony, right? You hear the tone, you'll hear the tonic, and you'll hear the fifth, but they're all thinking the same things right now. There's also this sense, this presence that you really clock and understand in the thoughts that is Aelric. But there is a sway or a pull or a bias that isn't interrupting that process, but in some way is running alongside of it. Does that make sense? So it's not like two streams of water crashing into each other or anything like that. It's almost like the prominence of who you understand Aelric to be is very, very strong, and congruous to it is all the thoughts that are coming through on this kind of harmonic of those original thoughts. In addition to that, though, there is this broader sense that the feelings that Aelric is feeling are extremely incongruous. He's extremely fraught because there is so much that doesn't seem to be fully felt yet. No way to categorize it, no way to place it. Does that make sense? So there's like this incongruity of feeling, but a very clear congruity of thought.
Sorry. Arlie takes out the feelings wheel. Kidding. That is not what Arlie does. Okay. So I'm curious about. I feel like in order to do this mind reading thing, I think maybe like I feel like
Yeah.
since she's
You should
Sorry?
probe. You should probably ask specifically about what you're probing about, maybe.
You can choose to probe further. You also, I think, can just communicate mentally. So this entire conversation and interaction can go into like a psychic space if you so
Oh,
choose.
okay.
You can continue to communicate within his mind. You can be fully passive, Arlie. You like tell me what you're looking for.
So I think Arlie is really familiar with like seeing and hearing things in multiple dimensions, and like like this is so it's sort of so from her perspective, this is like she's seeing. It's like there is another consciousness in Elric's consciousness. It's like there's like so so it's almost like she wants to. I think her instinct would be to sort of see like, and yes, it's harmonious, but the impact of its presence is this like fraught thing, this fraught emotional impact. And so I think she might try to communicate with the Elric consciousness. And I imagine the way that she does that is just by like imitating a harmonic fifth, or like, I don't know, choose a third, I don't care. But like, just, she's just going to see, I think she wants to see how independent or how part of him this is, or if this, or is he like straight up picking up transmissions from somewhere else? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how much of this is a part of him and how much is it something else?
Cool.
Because if it's something else, then she will want to exercise it. And if it's a part of him, then she will want to help him integrate it.
Yeah. I would say this is so the wording on trying to go further is just another saving throw. So Elric, you can feel Arlie attempting to probe further. You can make a wisdom saving throw, or you can choose to fail.
Elric's still in the conversation, so he will choose to fail.
Cool. So Arlie,
She's going to ask,
you just have access. Yeah, exactly. Keep going.
Yeah, she's just going to ask, like, who are you?
And you hear a cadence, but a different voice. And says, "You know who I am. We've met before, Arlie."
Okay, and is Arlie very clear that that's not Aelric's voice?
I think, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I would think so.
And-
I would think so. I
okay,
mean,
so
it's clearly different.
Yeah. So when he says we've met before, what happens to Arlie? I can make it up if you want.
You can fully make it up. This is very much this is PC on PC things going on, so you're very much whereas some of the NPCs may not respect the agency of the players, the DM does. And also you're talking about this connection to a realm that you brought into the canon, Claire, so no one better than yourself can be leading this type of conversation. I'm following your lead in terms of, whatever improv you want to add. You can just make statements of fact.
Okay, so in this moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, did Elric and Juniper know each other? And is Arlie about to get hit with her own wave of secondary memories that are and are not hers? That's one. I don't know if it's one. That's one direction. That, or it's like more ambiguous.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna roll a d20. Oh, did we just lose our?
Claire just froze. Oh no.
I think you're back.
Oh, there we go. Thank God.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d20. This is going to be extreme. So it's going to be one extreme or the other. Yeah?
Okay.
On this roll. With a 4. Arlie, while you are accessing all this, with a 4, the extreme that I'm going to say we're operating with in the moment, you could try to do more. But where we stand, you are still fully severed from this world that he's describing. Any connection that he has to the Candlewick lawyer prosecutor is very much an other entity. There is no self-identification from your perspective.
Okay, so the voice says we've met before. All right. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Arlie. So I think Arlie is gonna get concerned because like there's something that's recognizing her that she's not recognizing. And so I think she might be like, can you tell me more? You know me.
I know your name through Aelric, but I know who you are.
And who am I?
We have a piece of shared history. 2 pieces, really.
And
You were
tell
the
me about them?
touchstone that brought Aelric here to me, and then me back to him. But you were also a colleague. There.
And
Do you remember
just-
Earth?
I do in dreams. The way one remembers dreams. The way one remembers the dreams that someone else had. Which is a very roundabout way of saying yes. Wait, I forgot my accent. Apparently Arlie's Canadian, which told that.
Yeah, it's like we all speak with this accent in our minds.
Yes, I do remember. Are you at peace in with Aelric? Are you at peace here? Does Kryn make sense to you, being from Earth?
Through Aelric. I'm afraid you're asking the wrong person about peace.
Because my friend before we went to Earth was much calmer and had an easy acceptance of the world around him. Easy in a hard one, but there was a sort of philosophical curiosity, and that seems to not be the dominant operating mechanism any longer.
Whatever happened to the 2 of us when I jumped back through the portal? I know all of Aelric as he knows all of me. His burden on me, far less than my burden on him. All I have to do is accept magic and magical creatures. Considering what I went through to get through that portal, it's not a far jump. I know what his struggle is. He didn't live a life. I did.
Really try not to be insulted on my friend's behalf. He has lived a life.
No. He's past years, but he hasn't lived a life. He's living now. He's been living since he met your friends and yourself. But before that, he was, at best, passing year to year.
Are you, and when you say living a life, do you mean living a life in the way that one burns a candle at both ends, in the way that a life is lived when there's nothing left? Is that what living a life is to you?
No. Living a life is...
I think at this
Gaining
point,
friends.
these answers, because this conversation is happening within your mind, an answer to something like that, what do you define living a life as, does not need to be answered with words, but can be answered with full bore, not just feelings, but experiences and images. They can be relayed as like a deck of cards or pictures handed to you from mind to mind. So it doesn't need to be restricted within the imperfect verbal language that we speak, because these are two minds that are connecting.
And we can even say like that's like Arlie is checking for danger. So she's like, is this what life is? And then there could just be an image of like being snuffed out. Like just
Gotcha.
fire and like.
So Elric says, let me show you what I believe life is. So I guess Arlie will have to open up and receive.
Oh, I mean, anything you choose to, she's kind of so if think of it like, I guess, the Inception movie, she's in your dream, but you're in control of the dream. So you can choose to show anything. She's a visitor, and you can access and show whatever you want.
Great. And so at the speed of basically understanding just the coursing days of the 30 years of Elric pass by. His birth, his family, how he grew up, his siblings, how the war came to come into being, his participation in trying to not go to war, but then going to war, finding leadership thrust upon him, losing friends, losing Harold's son, all of that stuff, coming out of that war, finding a way to try to make it through the world, understanding that he has this artistic bent and finding his output or his outlet with these little metal shards and trying to discover a new way of going through the world. His kind of like understanding that he has to take a stand against the violence if he can, but have to use it if he must, and those types of things. And you see his loves, these two beautiful, wondrous, incredible women that have passed through his life, and the feelings that he's felt, and all of it, and just kind of skeins across, right? Until that moment that he jumps right into that tunnel to head back to where we are.
And I think within the mind of Aelric, the juxtaposition that exists with these experiences is it's balanced with Aelric's history. And these memories have been written almost on top of it. And so I think, Arlie, with this full bore sharing, I think you can see that all of this life, joy, love, loss, pain, it exists surrounded by others. It's about relationships. And it exists so clearly because it exists on the empty expanse of Aelric's history, which is solitary. These memories don't conflict with memories of other families or other relationships because Aelric didn't have those. So there is it's like a double exposed film. But you take a picture and then you take another picture with the same negative. The thing is that Aelric's was a picture of a black room, so it didn't leave much of anything. And Elric, that one side of history kind of has colored more than it may have otherwise because there was no counter to it in Aelric's past.
Arlie's trying to weigh up whether or not. Okay, yeah. So this is her instinct. So she's just going to be like, your presence is stronger than your presence is incredible impact on my dear friend. And if at any point I should start to feel like my friend is becoming lost to your consciousness, I will intervene. but for now you seem to be an incredible gift. And you are very lucky that I am who I am, and that I know that that we are all connected to all parts of all realms, and that really you are him. But if you should take over, just to know, I have friends that know everything. They might be gone for now.
I have friends that know everything.
But for now, I am reassured that you bring, while you bring much agitation, you also bring something ineffable and profoundly valuable. Oh. You can stay as long as you do not become the tonic. Day the 5th. And then I think she's gonna let go.
Great.
I will. And as you let
Unless
go,
there's a response to before she.
I think
There is a.
I do want
There's a quick response, but go ahead. Coy.
Well, I just because Michael had a good question in our chat here, which I think I want to ask for myself and for the two of you as well, which is, as I kind of use this double exposure negative image, the question being, is there really nothing in the dark room of Aelric, or in the dark negative of Aelric? Is there any source of light in his past? If there is, what might it be? Or is it something that is potentially being hidden?
Hidden from Arlie, which is
possible. You could try. If you want to try to hide anything from Arlie, then it would be a wisdom saving throw within his present or past. If not, then it would be visible to Arlie. And maybe not clear, maybe not specifically clear. It could just be like there's a, it doesn't have to be
metaphor.
It could be an image or a metaphor or something like that. You don't have to be necessarily super explicit about what it is. You can choose how you want to word it.
Throw cards,
Well, yeah. So what's my cue here? What am I describing?
So
as
as
Arlie scans and sees mostly Aelric, she questions sees mostly Aelric. She says where she thinks to the spell, where's Aelric? And she tries to go beneath the layer of the image to get, and in that darkness, does she see anything of it? Yeah.
I guess a simple wording is, where did Elric live? Right? We've used this definition of to live. And so it's saying, well, where did that apply to Aelric's past?
There are kind of some amorphous, very fuzzy, kind of more indicative rather than actual sharp images of family and mother and father, but it's so mired by youth's memory that it's very, very hard to find, right? And then there's a sense of connection that you get with flashes of him and his uncle, but it's all regulated. It's all kind of like focused on training and the reward center of being trained and participating and accomplishing, you know what I mean? That kind of like given a task and succeeding it and those types of joys and that sort of thing. But it's not until you start to see images of the party that the images get really sharp, and like the clarity of being in the library for that year and learning Kinder and learning about the mammalian world and all of those things, that you start to get a clearer sense, and the kind of the ebullient joy of watching various things that have happened to the party, and the relief of Harold coming back from the dead and Thad along with him, and the almost kind of joy that Aelric takes at everyone giving hell to Dilk, and the absolute kind of radiant joy that he kind of halos Arlie in kind of at all moments. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you can see very clearly those images where he feels more than he can articulate. Do you know what I mean? Coming through those interactions with Arlie, right? And so there are those things, but to Koi's point, there's this mad gulf between those earliest images and the party. I mean, we're talking decades of time where that's not sharp and kind of almost redundant. Like everything is kind of like on the same level in a way, except for those earliest kind of like images of mother and father.
Okay, cool. So I think in seeing that, Arlie sees how Elric is bringing in this like entire other capacity for expression, and it's kind of just like Elric is just gonna be having swallow. They're not tantrums, but they're like they're it's gonna be a learning curve to ride the wave of big feelings.
Yeah.
So I think so with that, I think Arlie is going to, in my mind, they're like holding hands to facilitate the
Yeah, for sure.
Vulcan
And I'm
mind.
gonna leave the two of you in that state. And you know, we'll say that while, you know, I think it's very typical in fiction to be like, oh, they touched minds and instantly this whole conversation happened and it was done in a blink. But that's not necessarily always the case. Things can happen fast and slow. I think this is kind of what's happening throughout the long rest for Arlie and Aelric, is this very in-depth Vulcan mind meld. But this this conversation that we've had, I mean, it's I would say that it's not an exhausting experience. Time doesn't feel subjectively like it's passing in the same way. But it is you're living through, right? Like when you're like, he's sharing his past of 30 years. Like it comes across quickly.
It happened in 1 minute. In a spell, but it's fine. You can overrule it.
No.
You can be like, say if it's
this is just
in this divine place.
Yeah. This is you've established a connection and it maintains throughout that thing. You also all just took long rests, so this is what's going to be going on. I want to pop over to, while you're having this very introspective connection, both connecting to your own selves and to each other on a way that's much deeper than regular. Lothander, is there anything that you do during this downtime before you decide to go talk to another member of the party?
Oh my god, my voice just got really weird for a second there. Not at this time. No, I don't think there's any kind of shenanigans with like spell casting or like things that I'm looking to have happen. I just think at some point after what seems to be like a reasonable time to let him have at least a good solid nap,
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock on Harold's door.
Hell yeah. Harold, you're pulled out of a deep, deep sleep. I am going to say that for the sake of it, yeah, you've completed your long rest, but it is still like in that REM phase where like waking up, like, where am I? What is happening? You know, one of those waking up in a bed you haven't been in and you're like, I don't know this wall. And there's the knock, 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 knock at the door. Oh no, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Harold opens his eyes, and sits upright with like a and his path weapon immediately materializes in his hand as he wakes up in an unfamiliar room in unfamiliar surroundings and only remembers that before he went to sleep, he had the impression that there was great danger.
Sickle in his
Looking
hand.
around, yeah, he calms down, places the sickle on his bed. He's not under the blankets. He just like, kind of like threw himself into the bed, right?
Oh yeah.
Like Martin flying meme. And says, "Come in."
I open the door. I'm carrying a giant plate of flapjacks layered with bacon. It's got butter and syrup poured all over it. Checking to see if you're still alive. You hungry?
Mm, thank you. Yes.
All right.
Harold remembers the rules of this place and just sort of to the air says, "Set a table."
Yeah, the table like coming up the stairs like in Fantasia. Dun 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 dun. 2 sets of plates, 2 sets of forks, 2 sets of knives, a cup, some water, and all comes, and then a cloth, like it's being held by some magical little songbirds, laid out over the table, and finally an extra chair appears. Properly.
That is so ostentatious. So, you feeling okay?
I've been better, but I'll survive.
Anything happen to you when you do the deed?
Nothing. Zivelin, I spoke to Zivelin, or an echo of Zivelin. He wasn't very helpful.
Yeah.
It rather came down to a coin flip if this was something that he wanted. Does Zivelin
As near-
want?
He's always been like, you come up to a guy and you're like, "Hey Ziv, it's your birthday, what would you like?" And like you expect just like a straight answer of like, "I want this like fancy book, blah, 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 blah," or whatever. But no, it's always been like that. Near as I can tell, though, the world didn't immediately fall apart, so probably it was the right thing to do. I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
It was quick, if it's any comfort to you.
It is. Thank you. So, these mages. What's the play here?
Mages aren't who we should be worried about. Virgil is. Do you know what happened to my people during the cataclysm?
I haven't been around for a lot. A lot of what you would consider to be recent history for you. It's a bit jumbled up, to be perfectly honest, in my mind.
Right. West of Zakar is the new sea. We call it the new sea because it was a result of the cataclysm. Before the cataclysm, it was just lowlands, long rolling hills, farms, and that is where my people lived, and that is where my people died. some few of us were scattered, but it was not an easy world to survive in without a home. Those of us who are left survived for a reason. We're dangerous. We became dangerous to survive. He worries me for that. I've never heard of him. I've never met him. But for a halfling to appear is usually not a great sign. We keep a distance from one another. I think all of us know ourselves a little too well to trust each other too easily. These look great. Like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might want some little home cooking there. Being distrustful of your own kind, I resonate with that. Not all of my brethren are quite like Zivelin and some of my other more fair aligned friends. Anyway. All right. Well, just going forward with these folks.
Did I miss anything?
I'll be following your lead.
Did I miss anything?
I don't know. There was a bunch of smashing noises up in Aelric's room. I saw Arlie go check on him and seemed to quiet down, but not sure.
All right. Well,
Yeah, just to be clear, Harold did not witness the beating up of Dr. Merlin Brown.
Oh yeah, there was that guy, the one with the annoying voice. He Aelric kicked the shit out of him. Something about a shield and something about like turning him into a man or something. I feel like I've missed a lot of what you people have gone through.
did he survive?
Most of them.
Well, I mean, they have magic. If it's not fatal,
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they would have stepped in if they really thought that it would be like permanent lack of any kind, but the stepping in
Yeah.
didn't need to happen, so I think it's fine.
well, hope he learned something. It's good to learn things.
I agree. Anyway, I'll let you keep resting. Didn't even bother you.
Oh, it's fine. You don't want any pancakes?
Oh, I already had mine.
All right.
Amazing. Lothander, you leave Harold to finish his lovely flapjack stack with bacon and all the fixings that whenever you think of one, Harold, it just seems to be on its way up the stairs. Incredible.
Harold's probably going to spend the next 10 minutes having fun ordering the unseen servants around. It's something that he could probably never bring himself to do with, like, human servants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like...
But they just want to be like, clean me.
I love it. Embracing all the stuff he's seen nobles do, and he's like, oh, well, ethically,
like,
I think this is a good area. I think I'm good.
I think this is okay. Yeah, I think this is okay.
Amazing. While you are pampered in your little room there, Arlie, as you finally disconnect from Aelric's mind, bringing your consciousness back into this space, this sigil sanctum, you feel something in your pocket. And remember the box containing the seed that was gifted to you by yourself in some undetermined number of decades in the future. The seed of Zivelin. The one that has not yet been planted. And as we sit here, you have a moment of stillness, Arlie. Aelric is, I think, in a maybe half intentional, not fully intentional, but not unintentional either, as Arlie, disconnected from Aelric's brain, used a soft suggestion just to be able to calm and relax and enter a state of emotional peace, if only just to allow himself to rest. Which leaves you in a place where, almost as if it's those pre-dawn hours, you can feel the knot of destiny in your immediate future. A milestone moment, a nexus point where powerful people and things tie together. But that's not quite now. And you have some time before then. What does Arlie do in these moments?
I feel like immediately I think that like coming out of the, I know that Aelric was present for the whole conversation in his mind, but I don't know how conscious Aelric is of Elric as an entity, right? Like as a not merged aspect of self. So I don't know that Arlie is necessarily going to I don't think she's going to talk. I don't think she's going to, I just want to break his brain. She's not going to be like, so there's a guy in there, but I think, what I think she's going to do is move forward with a kind of compassion and an understanding for, I think that she'd reached a point where she was just like, Aelric knows what he's doing. Now she's like, oh, I remember what it's like for when Aelric doesn't know what he's doing. And so there's something familiar and kind of cyclical about their connection. And so I think she's just taking up some space as asking. I think she sorry. I think she's just gonna spend some time asking Aelric about his about his feelings, but really gently.
Okay, so now disconnected, mind separate, brains and thoughts trapped in the solipsistic realm of your own skull, only able to communicate using these poor words that we, are able to, with our diaphragm and vocal cords, express.
Can we just take a moment to stop and clap? Solipsistic. Good God.
My God. Goddamn, boy.
I gotta have one sentence.
Wrong with the large bandwidth.
Sean did use the adjective ebullient earlier, completely unprompted, and he got away with it.
So true.
He got away with it.
So
Fair.
I need to read more.
Amazing. Aelric, I think the two of you, so the two of you kind of come almost out of a dreamlike state back into your own minds, sitting in this parlor. And Arlie, you said you start asking him about, we don't have to, you can.
I don't know if you mean literally, if you mean literally, then I would say, yeah, sorry.
I just wanted to say is I'm happy to do a little RP, but I'm happy to do a paraphrase. I ask this, I say this type of thing.
That's more, I more meant her approach. I more was describing her approach towards him moving forward. If we're going to be really literal about what happens right now. She probably is like, I should have brought another cup of tea. Like,
No, we only have about like 10 minutes left for the end of the night. So it's really just like an opportunity to have a bit of a epilogue to the conversation that you had in this mind meld moment. So this can very happily be like, we have a cup of tea, we share a cup of tea and talk about stuff, right? If that's how you want to describe it. But just kind of an opportunity for Arlie and Aelric to have a follow-up debrief from this very intimate connection where very little was hidden between each other.
going on?
Elric just turns to Arlie and asks pretty bluntly, "Did you find your answers?"
I'm much reassured as the furniture around them is reassembling itself. Like I'm picturing like the little rivets on chairs just being like where the upholstery like fixing themselves. I'm much reassured that really all will be well.
Amazing. I like this image.
He's not a... Yeah, keep going. That's great. We don't have to go. We don't have to go on then.
I like this image. This image of like the two of them kind of waking up in this lovely parlor, two fireplaces, just like really roaring magical fire with a nice heat and warmth. And the chairs slowly moving, unseen servants, the statue that you had knocked over and shattered, slowly one mending spell at a time being put back together piece by piece, almost like a high-speed camera in reverse of a shattering statue in the background, in focus between Arlie and Aelric, as she says, "I'm reassured." And thank you so much. This was an incredible session. We're going to be coming back next week with our great, wonderful, awesome Wi-Fi and bandwidth and maybe some cool $10 words. Who knows? But I want to thank everyone so much. Thank you to our players, Michael Keane, Sean Boyd, Claire Hogan, and of course, Neil Babcock. Thank you all for joining and watching us, whether in the chat live or from some future time and place. Really hope you enjoyed tonight's session. I know I did. From beating up wizards to deep introspective talk. Thank you so much. My name has been Coy. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be your storyteller. And of course, until next time, keep rolling them dice.
In Candlewick Manor, born to nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's now. Mystic from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Plucked from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paper would she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true cleric now with healing in hand. She'll represent the tower across the land. But Arlie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Arlie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Audie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without bestowed. Cut from luxury fast into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a breath. For Thaddeus turned by commands his ship. A rogue of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boobo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the smell, with little Boobo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. And now for his mate, little Boobo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boobo, his talons wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm,